Most e-commerce happens in US dollars, but many of us don't live in the United States and we have to convert those US dollars into our local currency. As well, in this multinational world, we are often moving our money around the globe to different people, and a universal payment system that we trust and that is efficient and affordable is essential for online commerce. Wait a minute, Dotto. PayPal. PayPal does all the things that you're talking about. Yes, PayPal does, but PayPal charges a pretty penny for doing things like converting our funds from US funds into our local funds, or for even transferring funds from one person to the other. There's always a charge that you pay with PayPal, and I think that that charge is is often excessive. There has to be a better way. Wouldn't it be outstanding if we, wherever we lived in the world, could open a US-based bank account, a US dollar bank account in the United States of America that was seen as a terrestrial bank, that was seen as a local bank. So people like PayPal, if we collect our money into PayPal or into Stripe, we can transfer US funds into this bank account, and then we can convert currencies at bank rate, and we can distribute the money as a direct transfer without paying charges to have that money transferred. Wouldn't that be great? Yes, I think we can all say that would be great, and I have great news. We have just such a service. It's called Transferwise, and I'm going to show it to you today on Dottotech. Steve Dotto here. How the heck you doing this fine day? And I got really excited when I discovered Transferwise, a US bank account, virtual bank account that I could sign up for that gave me most of the permissions and most of the benefits of having a terrestrial bank account, a real US bank account that I could then collect money into and then distribute it for my needs around the world. Now, I have one disclaimer for you. This is not a paid placement. There's not a paid video. However, I am a Transferwise affiliate. We've signed up for their affiliate program, and if you decide that you like the services and you use our link in order to sign up for Transferwise, I am compensated for that. And I think a lot of you will be interested in signing up for Transferwise because it does so many things so well for us and saves us money every time we use it. Let me take you on a quick demo of what Transferwise is and how we can use it. When you visit the Transferwise website, they will have your local currency as the default currency. You're looking at it here because I'm in Canada, with Canadian currency being the example. But definitely read through all of the features at Transferwise, because I'm just going to show you the tip of the iceberg and how we're using Transferwise to benefit us. But you'll, I'm sure, find other ways to use it. But if we scroll right down to the bottom, this is what resonated with me. This is what resonated. We're building money without borders. The world's banking systems weren't designed for people with borders, and they aren't. You think about all of the roadblocks that happen as we move currency around the world. But that's why they've built Transferwise. It's designed from the ground up to enable those of us who are global communicators, and we have global businesses, even if we're very small. Global business used to work for large businesses, but not for the little guys like me and you. Now with Transferwise, it works with us. So let's start with the most basic. How much money do you save just transferring money into your local currency? And this is going to resonate for everybody who doesn't live in the United States. For Canadians, for Germans, for those in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Japan. Anywhere you live where you're transferring and converting US funds into another currency, take a look at this and then do the math yourself. I'm going to go into my PayPal account and I'm going to say if I transfer $1,000 US into my Canadian bank account, PayPal will convert that and deliver to me $1,384. That's what the current conversion rate is as of today. If I go to Transferwise and convert the same $1,000 into Canadian, it is $1,428 that they're going to transfer to me. That's nearly $45 each and every transfer that I do of $1,000. If I transfer $10,000, nearly $500 is the difference. This isn't a small difference. If your main currency, if your main business is collecting money in US funds, and then you have to bring it into your own country's funds, into your own local currency, this will make a massive difference to you at the end of the year using a tool like Transferwise. And how do you get the money into Transferwise? Well, let's take you inside of the Transferwise account and show you. First of all, I should tell you that you can very easily still collect your money with PayPal. If PayPal or Stripe are your payment system on your website that you're collecting money into, You can transfer money at any point. You can set up, or you will set up, Transferwise as one of your bank accounts. It's here, it is right here. This is it in my PayPal accounts that I can transfer money into. It's seen by PayPal as a US-based bank account, Community Federal Savings Bank. So when I do a transfer from PayPal, PayPal will do that transfer at no cost because it's a bank-to-bank transfer. So I can transfer all of the money that I collect in PayPal, all of the money I collect in Stripe or any other payment system in the US funds, and transfer it into Transferwise, which is awesome. Once I've got it in Transferwise, then I can convert the currency, or I can send the money, I can distribute the money around the world at a far lower fee than what PayPal charges us for transfers. So let's just jump into Transferwise quickly and take a look at that. Now, first of all, I have to say that when you set up the Transferwise account, put aside a half an hour or so to go through the entire configuration process. You have to be approved, etc. You have to prove who you are for obviously for banking regulations. But once you set up your account, Transferwise has wonderful online support, and they make the confusing parts of financial transactions understandable, such as when you look at any of your accounts, knowing exactly what are the different numbers that you've got. You've got your wire transfer number, or your routing, your ACH, or your ABA. If you've ever tried to transfer money directly from one bank account to another bank account and set up that integration, you recognize that depending on the jurisdiction you're in, the banks use different nomenclature. They use a different language as far as routing numbers or wire transfer numbers or ACH numbers, as well as the account number itself and the institution number. And there's all of these different numbers that appear as different codes, which to the layperson are incredibly confusing. Transferwise outlines what they all are. This is their stock and trade. They are set up to teach us how to do this and to facilitate these transfers. So as far as I'm concerned, the confidence that they gave me setting up for multiple direct deposits, because I set up to deposit directly into our own bank account, my own personal bank account. But for my staff, this is how I also distribute funds to them. And they save money each and every month, because when they invoice me for their work and I pay them, they aren't paying a PayPal surcharge on having that money transferred to them. But instead, it's a direct deposit into their bank that happens in many cases almost instantaneously. Now, I'm not going to show you and say that there's a universal way that each and every transaction happens, because depending on the banks and depending on the service that you're asking for, it can take anywhere from instant to transfer to maybe up to 2 days to transfer, and it can cost from several cents and up for the transaction to take place. But in every single case, it's far less than other systems and far easier than other systems. I apologize, there'll probably be a lot of blurring as we blur out our private information here, but let me just show you quickly how I go about sending money to myself or to one of my team members. You always start with the account that you have. Now, I've got two different currency accounts set up, a US account and a Canadian account. If I was going to transfer the money to my Canadian bank, I could either transfer it directly to a US funds account in a Canadian bank, or I can convert it using Transferwise's conversion fees, which I find to be very fair. You start with the account that you're going to be transferring money from. You open that up, and then you choose what you want to do with that. It always gives you the basic information as you enter any one of exactly what all of those numbers that I was talking about a few moments ago are. So you always have access to what your routing number is, etc., so you can understand those things. If I want to just send US dollars to somebody, to myself or to somebody else, I would say send US dollars. It will then ask me how much I want to transfer. And let's just say we're going to transfer $1,000. And then you continue, and they give you how much the recipient's going to get at this point here. This is a number that will fluctuate as you finish off the transaction, depending where it's going and who's getting it. So it's one of the kind of the vagaries of using Transferwise, but that number is not always exactly right at this point here, but it will be very close once you're done. You continue, it tells you when it's going to arrive by, and then you choose which of your clients or which of your accounts you want to send that money to. So I have each one of my coworkers set up here so that I can transfer funds to them. And for people who send me money directly, for some of my business partners, they have me set up as a recipient from them. You simply choose the account that it's going to be going to, And then you can add a note for what the transfer is, and then it reviews the details, you accept the terms, and you can confirm and send it. And it will give you all of the details of how much you're being charged for that transfer and exactly what dollars are going to be received at each end. That is essentially how Transferwise works for moving money. So the two key aspects of Transferwise, well, three keys. First, it gives you a US account. It gives you a US-based bank account. It allows you to convert your US funds into local funds at a far more favorable rate, and then it allows you to transfer that money to the bank accounts that it needs to go to, again, at a substantial savings. There are some other features that Transferwise has which aren't universally available yet, but for example, all of our European friends can get a Transferwise debit card today, which will allow you to transfer funds directly onto that debit card that they can then use right through Europe in the banking systems there as a straight up debit card. That feature, we hope, is coming to Canada very soon. They've told us it is. I'm waiting to see it. But those sorts of features and those sorts of functions are the direction that Transferwise is taking us. They truly want to build a world that has no borders for the transfer of money around the planet. For small business people like you and I, this is a boon for us. It saves us money. It gives us confidence that we can pay and that we can be paid in a reasonable amount of time at a reasonable cost. I imagine that you, now that you've seen Transferwise, like me when I was first exposed to Transferwise, are very excited about the potential and are going to take a look as soon as this video is over. I encourage you to click on the links below and have a look at Transferwise. Looking forward to hearing your comments as well. Has this saved you money? How much money does it save you? I think it saves us on a monthly basis here at Dottotech in the neighborhood of $300 to $400 each and every month. I'd love to hear how much money it saves you. Tell me in the comments below. Now, if you've enjoyed this video today, if you found it valuable, I would appreciate a thumbs up and a like as well. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel and run that notification bell so you hear when we upload new videos here at Dottotech. Till next time, I'm Steve Dotto. Have fun storming a castle.